welcome to a monthly reset vlog. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we're going to be resetting for April. We have so much to do, so while I apply the final makeup product, I guess we would talk about it. So first of all, our air conditioner is acting crazy. We lived here for 4 years, and 2 years ago it was acting crazy and we had to get it serviced. I feel like this is our first house that we've ever owned, and pause. I went to a Lil Wayne concert and my voice is now hoarse. My voice is pretty much always this way after any kind of screaming, yelling, and all that. My body is like, girl, my throat, my larynx, my voice box is like, girl, what are you doing? For sure, after any kind of concert, I'm going to lose my voice, but especially a Lil Wayne concert. And yes, even though I just attended what we believe, according to all of our calculations, is my 15th Lil Wayne concert, I'm still hoarse. But anyway, that's why my voice sounds like this. I have recovered. I had lost my voice a couple weeks ago when we were entertaining friends and family for a long time, and I was screaming and yelling and just talking at an elevated tone, really. Then for 5 days straight, it felt like almost 5 days straight. And so I lost my voice then, but I lost it for like a week, but I didn't lose it all the way this time. Just like a little bit, because I wasn't acting too crazy. But yeah, any kind of change, and my body doesn't know what's happening with all that. But anyway, more of the story is, this is our first house that we've ever owned, and I'm assuming you're probably supposed to get obviously I'm sure some maintenance to the air conditioner HVAC unit. If it messes up, obviously you have to get it maintained, but probably you're supposed to get it maintained in some other kind of capacity regularly, I'm assuming. So anyway, that's what we're doing. I just called him. I'm like, come look at it. It's spring now. When it went out 2 years ago, it was the thick of summer. It was literally like August 1st, and now it's spring and we can tell it's not working correctly. So I'm like, let me call these people, tell them to come on in so they can look at it before it gets hot. I also have HelloFresh being delivered today for the week, so we'll have 6 meals and a free dessert for this week. And then I ordered some more groceries for this week, so the HelloFresh is for dinners. And then I ordered some food from Walmart for this week for us for lunches. That's the last step of this part. So I'm gonna spray. I got this in some kind of, I think at like a planner meetup. Anyway, it's just like a watermelon face mist, and you're supposed to spray it. Well, let me see if I have any. I'm down to the wire, as you can see, with my actual setting spray. Look, I'm in this, I think that's gone. Let me see if I can get something out of it. No, I knew it was gonna do that. It was gonna spray out all weird. Like, that's gone. This one sprays weird, but we're gonna see. See, because it's down to the wire, when it sprays, it leaves like little, it's dumb, but it's fine. I'll press it in to my skin, no big deal. And I don't even have makeup everywhere. I just sprayed that all over my face though, so whatever. Anywho, I am on a spring break from work. I have 2 weeks off of work. I actually have, in total, it's like 18 days in total, but since we were out of town for 4 days, now I have 2 weeks. So this whole week and then the whole next week, and then we go back to work / school. I go back to work / school on Monday. So we were out of town for a Lil Wayne concert, visiting family and friends all weekend now, and we got back in town yesterday at 2 p.m. on Easter, and then I went to a family, like an Easter dinner type of situation. And so today is really the first day of my spring break for real, and there's much to be done. So again, I got food all situated, got the HVAC people coming. My dental appointment, remember I yanked out my filling, that was scheduled for July, but we knew that was his earliest availability, but we knew that if somebody canceled or whatever, that I would be one of the people to be contacted, since I do have a dental issue that it's not like a cleaning, it really needs a procedure. That got rescheduled from July until to tomorrow. It's a lot to be done. Plus, I had contacted our CPA before we left because I finally finished with the tax stuff. Well, the bulk of it. Now I still have to do a few little things like print out some things, and then we're ready to file our taxes. So I think we're gonna go there probably tomorrow evening to file our taxes. So it's lots to be done. My nail broke when I was on the trip, and luckily I was able to use some nail glue, like press-on nail glue, to put it back on. But then yesterday it started lifting again, and I hate that, and I don't want water stuck under it and all that. So I popped it off with the expectation that I would do my nail over today the right way. So that's what I'm about to do. I guess I'll keep this blue color. I just did it last week, I think. So I think we can rock with this for probably another week, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, that is what's happening this morning. I need to do a few more things, like put on my lip and put on some spray and figure out how I want to wear my hair, you know, because I could wear it like this, which is fine, but then I could flip one to the side, I could put some behind, you know, sometimes I do a situation like such, I could put some on the top of my head. I don't know, I'll probably wear it like this for real. But remember, I purchased this sports sling from Baze. Well, it's still my favorite. But let me show you what I've been doing with my lips. First of all, this hand cream is the GOAT. I get it from Amazon, and it's only a few dollars, and it's really moisturizing, and I love it. But I've been going in with chapstick because my lips have been chapped, just like a thin layer. And then I'll go in with my clear gloss because that's the only thing I wear. And then that'll add like a little pizzazz, you know, make it look kind of cute. And then the spray that I'm using is Confessions of a Rebel, B-I-T-C-H, please. I got this at the beginning of this month. I've been going through this. Did I get this in April? Oh no, March. I got this around the beginning of March, and obviously today's April the 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. And it's really almost gone. So I've been wearing this out. So I've been just spraying it, and I keep all this little stuff in my little front pocket here. So what we're gonna do now is I am about to go repair my nail, and then we're gonna get this thing officially started because we have so much to do, but we're gonna move downstairs. So let me go do my nail first, and then we'll move downstairs. So I'm in our spare room, and I film in here and other things. You know what? I left this water bottle open over the weekend. I'm gonna I can't drink this, but I'm gonna use that to water my plant. I always do that. If there's any kind of like random water, I use it to water my plant. Anyway, I'm in the nail shop, if you will. Let's take this off, and I'm about to do my nails. So, well, just one. So I love this brand. This is the Una Gela brand. We know I love this brand. The issue is I thought these would be smaller than what they are, but look how long they are. I don't know why, but let me show you. If you look at one of the nails, let me get the nail that we need. It's too big. I should know this by now. Is this one it? Yeah, that one's it. Yeah, this is the nail that I need. And so if you just look at it, it doesn't look that long. I don't know, to me this just doesn't look like a very long nail. But then when I put it on, it's super long. Anyway, what I'm about to do is file down and prep my natural nail. Maybe I'll just show that process. And then I'm going to apply the nail. Might show that process as well, why not? And then I'm gonna paint the nail. This Model 1's color, 0853. And that's gonna be what we're gonna do, because the rest of them are still good. None of these are about, I don't know what happened with that one. I don't know. Anyway, let's fix this nail. What I'm doing right now is basically just trying to remove all the gel. When the nail originally popped off, all the glue and debris and stuff didn't come off. So I'm just hitting it one time. Then I'm gonna put some Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover. Instantly remove the cuticle as best it can. So I just let that sit for 15 seconds, and then I take a cuticle pusher, which is here, which needs cleaned, and then I just try to push back the cuticles. I just take a pad with alcohol, and then just remove whatever I need to remove. The last step that I do is I just apply this protein bond. I normally wipe it off one last time. I don't know why. I just like to make sure it's as rough as possible. I applied this protein bond. The alcohol kind of serves as a dehydrator, and then this protein bond will go in, and I feel like it dehydrates more, but also helps kind of remove and break down all the debris and all of that, and makes the nail rough, not rough, but like, you know, clean and free and ready to have something adhere to it, instead of it being like sticky or gooey and slimy and oily and all that. This is the Una Gela nail glue gel. There are a lot of different glues. Some of them are like a putty, some of them are like a polish. I've just been using this one, so at this point I just stick to it. So I try to just put all of it down here at the bottom mainly. Like, I try to spread it out, but mainly I like to put a good amount down at the bottom. Not all the way at the bottom, but pretty much at the bottom. And then I will go ahead and clean up the sides too. As much cleanup as you can do before, the better. We're gonna have to move over here because that's where my little nail, my little UV lamp is. I don't know why it's over here, but hold. Okay, so you wanna tap that on to make sure it goes ahead and comes on, because once you put it in there, well, once I put mine in there, I'm ready for it to start curing, and it's also easier that way. So I'm picking up the nail. which is kind of hard because I have these long nails on. And so what I like to do, can you see this? Yeah, I think you can. Is I like to start at the bottom. And then, this is the number 3, by the way, if that helps. Start at the bottom. And then I make sure the glue spreads out evenly. And there are no air bubbles. And I make sure it's straight, or as straight as it can be. And then I apply pressure. Sometimes some glue pops out, but that's okay. As long as it's straight and there are no air bubbles, we can clean up the excess glue. So I'm just gonna flash cure for about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to actually remove all the excess, which you'll see. So I remove the excess gel. Normally what I do, honestly, I just use my cuticle nippers. I don't know where I just put them, but that's what I use. And so now, since I've removed that excess, which I could have done it after this process, but to me it makes sense to do it first. Now I can fully cure. And if you're just doing one nail, just put one finger, just put the one finger in there. Do not put your whole hand in there to cure one nail, because that is causing unnecessary exposure to UV light to your whole hand or to your other fingers. So I just literally put the one finger in there. I'm gonna take this nail file and I'm gonna buff up the nail, just so when I go ahead and go in to paint it, it won't have any kind of debris. So I'm gonna buff it up just like I did the natural nail. I'm gonna buff it up, rough it up, and buff it up. And then I'm going to wipe it with a cotton pad. And then the last thing that I've been doing is I've been dipping a brush in acetone, and then I've been going around the bottom part just to try to seal everything, I think is what they're calling it. It's like a tip that's been going around on socials about another way to try to make the nails look better, because what I'm doing is basically breaking down the plastic part of the nail around, I don't know what this part is called. I know this is not the tip of the nail, so maybe the root. So basically what I'm doing is kind of breaking down that nail a little bit, which in turn is helping it to look more seamless. This is what it looks like before I go in and paint it. And we're back in action, just like that. And remember, these are like a permanent press on. Every time I do that, people are like, sold. But if you are looking for some other alternative solution for getting your nails done, you might consider the Gel-X method. And honestly, there are so many different shapes. First of all, you can shape the nail yourself if you want to sit there and shape them. But the cool thing is that a lot of them come pre-shaped and pre-designed. Now, okay, my husband texted and said he forgot to take out the trash. So, that would mean that I would need to take it out or not let it go, but I've got to get it out of here because we just have so much trash. I feel like, I don't know, I have no idea. I don't keep up with it, but I'm gonna go look and see, and I'm gonna take out the trash. If so, it's really just rolling it like 3 feet. It's not that deep, but I don't normally do it, so I don't know, but I'm gonna go look. It's about time to take my doggy out again. Then at that time, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty because we have so much stuff to do. Good to know I've had my camera on the wrong settings this entire time. But anyway, it's 12:20 and I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke, but yeah, I took out the trash and I took out the dog and I cleaned up a little bit, just a little bit. But today if I do nothing else today, I want to at least plan out my week, because I feel like if I do that, I'll have better direction, because I'm thinking, so I think I want to plan out the day. I do want to reset for April. So I want to plan out the day, then kind of plan out April and kind of close out March. And then I also want to, I believe, finish the day with finishing up with the taxes, and then that's going to be it for me. Groceries are coming between 2 and 3, so and then my husband gets off of work at 3 something and home at 3 something usually. So basically I'm trying to be finished with my responsibilities in the next like 3.5 hours. So, well, they're my responsibilities because these are things that I want to do. So I think that's what I'm about to do, is at least plan, kind of update my planner, update my Notion, and then we can go ahead and see what comes after that. So let me do that.
When I go with confidence, when I go to roll our hips and take back sip on it, take a trip on it. When I go, you can go slow. night. Baby, take your time. Let me know what I want. When you turn me around, what I want. When the neighbors yell turn down, we keep it going. Like bum bum bum. Throw it back then rotation. Figure it's in the season. Shine bright as that season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, jam, jam.
So my HelloFresh box is here, as you can see, and that's pretty exciting. This week we're gonna have hot honey chicken, Gouda pork burgers. I think we've had those before. One pan Baja chicken quesadillas. My husband loves chicken quesadillas, so that should be good. Crispy chicken, cayenne chicken cutlets, and sometimes, like, if he doesn't eat, I probably won't eat all my mashed potatoes. So basically what we'll do is, since we know each other well enough and he's not gonna eat all his carrots, if any at all, he'll give me his carrots. So we kind of just swap, I guess, and I'll give him my mashed potatoes, or most of them. So that's how we make it work. I don't think he's gonna like this, but we picked this anyway, because unless we pick the same meal, which we could, there's only so many you can pick that are even gonna be remotely close to both of us liking them. I would probably eat anything because I'm not picky, but my husband is. So I wanted to try this though. And I figured, since there's one of these meals I'll probably make when he's not here, and I'll probably have half of it for lunch and half of it for lunch the next day kind of thing. Like, maybe I'll cook this tomorrow and have it Tuesday and Wednesday, something like that. And then I have some street cart style turkey bowls. And so those are our 6 meals. So the meals all come packaged like such. This is always funny. It says, don't forget about ingredients which may be hiding under the ice, because they always have the meats under the ice. And so I'm like, I definitely am, I can't, you know, I'm not gonna forget about my meats, you know? But today we actually have, I got a chocolate chip muffin. That was a free item. Ground turkey and chicken cutlet. I've seen all these before. Ground pork. So I'm about to put all of this in the refrigerator, which is really easy. I'm back. I wanted to show you that this one says use within 5 days of receipt, which that's, I haven't gotten any that say use within a lesser amount of time. And then this one says use within 7 days of receipt. I also haven't gotten one that suggested that is good for 8 days or 9 days. So basically the sweet Italian sausage, that's 7 days, 5 days. Ground turkey and sweet Italian pork sausage should be used sooner rather than later. They don't have to be used today because it says within 5 days, and then the rest say within 7 days, and they do all need to just be refrigerated. So that's pretty cool. This is what I grabbed from Walmart. Doritos for my husband, Coke Zero for me, of course. Sprite Zero for my husband. This is not the bread that I wanted. I wanted this kind that I like. It's sugar-free, or no sugar added rather, but that's a substitute. Didn't want this either, but that's a substitute. Got some power wash, some deodorant for my husband, some lunch meats for, I don't know, whenever we're off work, which I'm off work this week, and then my husband and I are both off work next week. Sometimes we opt to have some sandwiches. Granola and chocolate chips and yogurt, Greek yogurt, and blueberries for my little parfait that I like to make. They didn't have strawberries, which is annoying, so that means when I go out tomorrow, I'll run in Aldi or something and get some strawberries, because strawberries are life. A tomato for the sandwiches. This, I used to flavor my water, but I haven't done it in forever. But I drank some at my friend's house, and suddenly for my mocktails, I have decided I'm going to maybe do like this in a Sprite Zero. That could be a fun little mocktail. Trying these for the first time. I love the Real Good brand. They have low carbs, lots of protein. They have chicken strips, fish fillets, all sorts of things. That's a substitute, didn't ask for that, but oftentimes Walmart will substitute something that's typically more expensive and give it to you for the same price. So if you ever see me with anything that is kind of fancy, that's probably why, because I probably ordered some kind of great value bread or something and they substituted a lot of these things, and then some Slim Jims. This is some food to go with the HelloFresh meals and the already food that we have in our refrigerator. Okay, it is 3:13. My husband's about to get home from work, which is fine. I can still film when he gets here. It's no big deal. But to me, it just makes the most sense to go ahead and like get my filming done when he's not here, because then when he gets here, we can hang out. But anyway, let's talk about our March budget. First of all, let's talk about some of our goals, to-dos, tasks, pay for my clinical exam. I did do that. I need to insert some kind of round of applause because that's a big deal. Save $2,000. Okay, so here's the thing. I guess because when I look at our bank accounts, there's more than $2,000 in there. And maybe like I knew that was feasible going into the month anyway, but due to our spending habits, I was thinking it would be less, but that's what happened. Invest 15% of our paychecks. We did do that. Pay our monthly credit card. We did do that. We did not. Let me just talk about what else we did do. Then we'll talk about what we didn't do. I turned in my mileage. I bought my niece a birthday gift. We stuck to our trip budget. We scheduled dog boarding and paid for dog boarding. Got my hair done, got my husband's hair done, and we paid our dog appointment copay. What we didn't do is register our truck, add the truck to our auto insurance, or save $245 for sinking funds. Although you could say that we did do that, but I didn't do that because sometimes when we spend a lot of money, I just don't do it. And the art of doing it, or actually doing it, is transferring money from our checking account to our sinking funds account. And I did not do that. But let me show you what we're working with as of right now, which is kind of personal, but it's fine. So this is how much money we have in our bank account. So technically, if I wanted to scoot over $245, I could still do that and still say that we saved $2,000, but it's just really not that deep. So, you know, I'm kind of wishy-washy with sinking funds and with a lot of things anyway, but that is that. My husband got a bonus this month. So that was something that happened apart from our 2 paychecks each. I got a mileage check, and then somebody sent me $20 for lunch for National Social Work Month. Actually, they sent it was E-Michelle, my friend, LA Michelle. She sent that, so I thought that was really fun. And I counted that as income. But that was our income, slightly higher than expected. For our expenses, we spent a whopping, on everything, $6,198.37. There's really not, you know how sometimes I'm like, this is how much we spent for this and mortgage and whatever. And the fact is that all of that pretty much stays the same. It does not vary too much. Of the $6,198.27 or $6,198.37, some new, I guess, expenses that are new. that are not so typical. We, of course, went out of town. We paid for my clinical exam and my husband's, he has to take an exam too. So in total, those were like $400. We had to pay a fee. We had to pay to take my dog, you know, her whole copay situation. I also bought the Dyson Motorhead to replace my Motorhead. So that was a huge purchase that took place in March that I was looking to make. We had to pay a medical bill. I went to get a laser hair removal, touch up. We had some other kind of, I don't know what this stands for, but we talked about it. Oh, my husband did like his dream, whatever, of going to March Madness. So he went to March Madness, bought a ticket on a whim. We, of course, celebrated my husband's cousin's birthday here at the house, and we hosted the whole party. And we hosted the family and the friends, and they ended up staying longer than we expected. So basically, those are some of the out of the ordinary types of things. But I will say, I'm looking at this, and the only thing I physically bought using my personal allowance, the only physical item, everything else would have been going out to eat with friends or something like that. But the only actual item that I bought, per what I'm looking at real quick, is the sling that we'll talk about in a minute. But I thought that was pretty good. So that's March in a nutshell. Let's reflect on the month of March and talk about my little monthly reflection, and then we'll move on to March goals, April goals, and whatever else that I do in these videos. Highs for the month of March, it was National Social Work Month. I've been a social worker since 2012, so almost 14. Next month will make 12 years. I just said since 2012, and then here I am talking about 14. Next month will make 12 whole years. St. Patrick's Day weekend was top tier. As you know, We were hosting a St. Patrick's Day party. Our cousins from, I would say that's probably like one of my husband's best favorite cousins or whatever. We actually met through he and his now wife. They were girlfriend and boyfriend at the time. We met through them 12 years ago. Almost everything important that happened in my life happened in 2012. I don't know what that's about, but that's a thing. So also 12 years ago, we met through them. And so they were coming up from Orlando. And so we just did this whole thing. We invited his, the cousin's parents down, which of course is my husband's aunt and uncle, and we just had a slew of people here basically to not only celebrate, just kind of partake in St. Patrick's Day festivities, but his birthday is actually on St. Patrick's Day, and so we just had a big huge thing here at the house. Some of my cousins from Virginia came down. It was a vibe. I also went to my first ever book event, which was super fun. I went to a Lil Wayne concert, and my husband and I have been trying to figure out how many I've gone to, and we think it's 15. I know it's a little much, but I'm a Lil Wayne fan through and through, biggest Lil Wayne fan to walk this earth is me. And so yes, I went to a Lil Wayne concert just a few days ago, which is why my voice is a little hoarse, and which is why I'm still on a high. Also, in going to the Lil Wayne concert, I went to my home state to hang out with my people. Took my niece and her stepbrother, so my sister's stepson, out on the town. Told my niece I had already told her to kind of plan her day so we could do whatever it was that she wanted to do. So that was fun. Hung out with my bestie. Who else? Oh, hung out with another one of my besties. She was in town, and her twin sister, and my friend Mariah, and did a bunch of stuff, It was a vibe. This weekend was top tier. And I also very much enjoyed going club hopping with my husband and bestie that whole weekend, pretty much. For Lowe's, I don't want to call it a pregnancy scare, although the scare part is correct, because if we were, the whole situation was scary, so that's true. But basically what had happened was, the whole female menstrual cycle, blah, 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 it can vary between some people happens every 26 days or every 27, 28, 29, 30, whatever. And so mine just took a couple days longer. And so that was unusual for me, because homegirl be here like clockwork every month for the last 20 years. So I was like, oh, that's a little situation. So I was telling my husband, I'm like, this is a little situation. And we were like, ooh, this isn't really like a little situation at all, but rather a big situation. But it was fine. It was just like a couple days late. But yeah, that was scary. But I will have to say, I did kind of accept I was like, well, if this is it, this is it. Also, a low was a laser hair removal. I put that as a low because it hurts terribly. Of course, I signed up for it originally. And of course, I signed up for the touch-up. I just want to say it still is very painful. Also, I put losing my voice because I lost it for a whole week after hosting family and friends for like 5 days, and they're really loud, which I'm okay with. It's just that if you want to speak, you gotta speak loud too. And normally I don't have a soft voice by any means, but it's pretty it doesn't really fluctuate a whole ton. So when you're practically yelling, screaming, partying and all of that for 5 days, it's gonna be a problem. And then when you go to a Lil Wayne concert, it's gonna happen again, and it's gonna be another problem. So I haven't had my voice literally for like half the month, I feel like, but this is as good as it's gonna get. Another low is that my coworker informed me that her last day is gonna be in April. I'm annoyed. She's my favorite coworker. I'm so happy for her. But also annoyed because we'll still hang out and stuff because we're legitimately friends, but not considering she started like the month before me, so she was new with me, and she was temporary at first and then moved to like a permanent employee. So we've been in the trenches together for 2+ years, and the fact that she's leaving is traumatizing, but we'll be fine. Also gained weight. Last time I checked, I gained 5 pounds, which was kind of tragic. Now, there are some reasons why your weight might fluctuate a hair. So, like probably if I would have weighed myself, maybe when I weigh myself next week or something, it might not be, I might have gone down, but at the time I had gone up in weight 5 pounds, which we don't need to be going in that direction whatsoever. We either need to be maintaining or going in the opposite direction. So, and then our AC is on one. I think she's broke. I have an appointment. I called them today. They're coming Wednesday to take a look. pretty sure it's the same issue as the last time. So that's annoying because that was a cool $500 or so, because I think they came twice. So let's just hope, even to come out and look, it cost $95. So I'm envisioning this costing $300+ for sure, whatever's wrong with it. But the cool thing is, it is spring, and we have noticed it has maybe potentially gone out as of last week. So it's cool weather right now. It's really not that deep, but I do want it to be looked at before summer gets here, because that's what I'm not gonna do. So I'm like, come on, come on out. Those are the lows for the month of March. Lessons learned. I did so much stuff in March. I don't know how I'm here. I'm thinking about it. I went to a basketball tournament for my husband's high school where he graduated. Of course, he works at a high school. He's the basketball coach, but where he graduated from, they're the best team in Georgia. And so the best basketball team, men's basketball team in the state of Georgia. So we went to the state tournament or whatever, and I think we went to 2 of them. I think we went to both of them, or maybe one was the end of February, but one was for sure in March, because I remember that's around the time we were having the pregnancy scare. But anyway, moving on back to the lessons. I went to this conference entitled Reasoning with Unreasonable People, and when I tell you, my mind is blown. So people probably went into the conference, myself included, thinking that we were going to get some strategies to deal with people and their difficultness and their unreasonability. However, it was more so what we did is we went inward to examine our own selves and why those things bother us so much. So like, as an example, if you cannot stand that people are late, even though being late is kind of cringy, if you're really disturbed by people being late, then that's truly is like more of a you issue than it is a them issue. And so that's something that you need to work through and work on rather than them. I know we think it's the other people's problem and they need to get their lives together. But in reality, if you're anxious, stressed, nervous, furious, angry, X, Y, or Z because somebody's 10 minutes late or whatever, then that's a problem on your end rather than their end. That's kind of what that's how it was presented, and literally mind is blown. So that led me to believe that we have to take a look at ourselves at times. Not just, that wasn't what led me to believe that specifically or for that lesson to come about specifically, but it was just eye-opening to me as I went throughout the month that, you know, sometimes people may tell us something about ourselves, and maybe multiple people are saying like, let's say somebody says you are aggressive. If multiple people are telling you this across multiple different situations, people from different walks of life, etc., then it's probably time to go inward and take a look at self. Another lesson that manifested in March was that minding my business is superb. Not just minding my business, you should mind yours too. Everybody should really tend to their own business. Sure, we're going to dibble and dabble in other people's business for real, but to really be really deep into minding other people's businesses is a little bit strange, and I just feel like it's so peaceful when you just tend to your own mess, because oftentimes people have some stuff they could be working on themselves, and they're essentially like deflecting and or suppressing their own experiences and feelings and emotions to be in other people's businesses, and that's a problem. Also, a lesson that I learned or that came up for me in March was just do what you want, because truly people, I mean, you're going to be judged either way, so just do whatever the heck you want to do. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. For my favorites, I took myself out to a National Social Work lunch date. So on March 1st, I took myself to lunch, top tier. Family friend time was one of my favorite things in March. I went to a color party. Y'all, when I tell you, like, how did I even do all that? I don't even know how I did all of these things. I went to a color party and I wore this actually, because I wore all white. The drink of the weekend or whatnot for the party was what was called a shamrockarita, basically a margarita. And so that was a favorite of mine just because I made it all cute. I had a green rim. It was top tier. House party hopping. So the night that we had the party, my neighbors had a party. So my whole party went to his party. And mind you, he probably had like a cool 10 people at his party. I probably had 30 people at my party. This whole party went over there. We came back. We went back. That was super fun. And I went to the book event and I got some new book supplies bags and a new book bag, like a bag for my books. And I got some new books, which I just finished one, which we'll talk about. These almond nails have been a favorite for March. These are my favorite nails just in general. These are my favorite shape. We already talked about them earlier, but these are my favorite shape. The base sport sling was my favorite. I did take it to the concert. I was able to get in with it, so that was good. I got my first ever FabFitFun box in March, and that was fun. I've pretty much used everything in there. This bracelet, I'm by used, I mean everything's pretty much gone, but I did have this bracelet that came with it, so still wearing that. I never take it off, just like I never take this necklace off. You know what? I was gonna put some gold hoop earrings in, but it's all right, the day's almost over. And then we use this wrinkle release spray, and I don't know if you've ever used a wrinkle release spray, but we use the Downy version. And it is top tier. You probably don't think it would actually work, and you might want that crisp look, so maybe you steam your stuff or iron it or dry clean, whatever you got to do. But as for me and my household, we don't iron things. We don't care. We don't go anywhere where we need to look really fancy, or maybe we do and we just choose not to. But either way, the wrinkle release spray is top tier. In the month of March, I was tracking sleeping 8 hours, exercising, reading, studying, not drinking alcohol, consuming low carbs, taking medications, taking vitamins, doing my skincare, and journaling. And as you can imagine, I did pretty good on most of them, but I did not study, not a single day. I probably had low carb days, but honestly, I forgot to kind of track them. So there's that. And then I did not journal either. But that was my reflection for the month of March. Let's now talk about my March goals, my April goals, a few other little tidbits because we have to do a book review too, and then we will get out of here. By the way, I'm drinking that flavored water. It's pretty good, like a strawberry lemonade. Anyway, let's talk about these March goals. So in March, I wanted to take a personal day, which I did. I don't remember what I did. I just remember that day being a vibe, and it wasn't that long ago, like last week. So I'd had the time of my life. I just remember that. I wanted to read 2 books, which I did do. Then I wanted to do some self-care things, and I did 1, 2, 3 of the 5, so I counted that as achieved. I wanted to do a lot of home projects, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't do at least half, so I didn't count that as achieved. We did save $2,000, invested 15% of our paychecks, hosted or visited with friends and family members at least once. Didn't do anything with my career, but I did schedule the exam, but that's not on here as a part of anything. I had 2 sponsorships, which was pretty cool, because I normally just have 1 or 0. So 2 was good. I did not publish 8 YouTube videos, and that is because, but I am counting this as achieved, but I did not post 8, and that's because I lost my voice. So otherwise I was ready to rock and roll, but I didn't. My voice was so much worse than this that I could not film for like a week and a half. I did not publish 2 Instagram Reels monthly. Pretty sure I didn't do any at all. And for my workouts, I wanted to work out 3+ times per week, or that normally shakes out to be about half the month. And I worked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 times. Some of them may not be a legit workout at the gym. Some of them might include walking a lot, or like if I'm walking somewhere and it's a lot of steps, getting a lot of steps, because realistically my Apple Watch will detect if I'm walking a lot and count that as a workout anyway. But that's what that means. It doesn't have to be an in the gym, really getting it in type of thing. So moving on to April goals, I want to take a personal day, which I think I will do on April 3rd. I want to read 2 books. I want to schedule OBGYNs, get laser hair removal, do my nails, and do my toenails. So my fingernails and my toenails. Family, I brought over everything I did not do in March in hopes that I'll do it in April, especially since I'm off work for 2 weeks. We want to save $1,500, invest 15% of our paychecks. Same relationship goals, which is to schedule friend dates, catch up with a friend, and host family/friends. Career, print, study materials, and start studying. I don't know if I'm going to do that in April. I have it scheduled, it's months away, so I may not do that until May. Business, secure 1 sponsorship, which I technically already did it already, but it hasn't come to fruition, but it has been secured. Publish 8 YouTube videos. I'm removing the Instagram Reels one because I don't do it anyway. And then work out 3 plus times per week. As a little aside, I am planning to put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos in April. What I try to do is 4 financial videos and 4 planning or organizing videos. It doesn't always work out quite like that, but that's actually what I aim for, if you did not know. And then I also have a health page in here for April. And basically I'm just gonna go each week and plan out our lunches and our dinners as I typically do. Sometimes I fall off, but when I do it, it's a pretty good gig. One thing that I think I'm gonna do this week too is I need to do my personal quarterly reset. But anyway, let's hop into this book review. Okay, in March I read Decoded by Jay-Z, and I gave that book a rating of 3 stars. It's not for me. I don't know if it's worth a read. I like memoirs and autobiographies and stuff, but it really had no real depth to it. And it really, if you're into music a whole ton, which I don't think I qualify as a person who's truly into music, but if you are, you might like it, because like half of the book is literally his song lyrics, and he kind of walks us through how he got started and on the music side of things. So it's purely just about music. Maybe I should have known that, but I didn't, so I gave it a 3 stars. And then I went to the book club meetup and I got some books, because we brought books that we were looking to destash or donate or give away, and then we were able to pick out books from that stash. And so I got Waiting to Exhale by Terry McMillan, and I finished reading that yesterday. I gave it a 3 star, and honestly the reason why I gave it a 3 star is because, now you gotta understand, it never suggested that this book was going to be some kind of thriller or anything like that, but I was just looking, like the ending was, it was just it was really, I don't know, I guess I was waiting to see that something was exciting was going to happen in the book, or like something extremely exciting, and nothing exciting ever happened. It was a cool little fun little cute little read, but it wasn't top tier or anything. It wasn't anything that moved me by any means. But for April, I want to read Adversity for Sale by Jeezy Jenkins, or Young Jeezy. My husband's reading that, so I'm going to join him in reading it. So I have it on my Kindle here. So I'm going to read that. That's a book that we purchased, and then we purchased another book. And so I think I'm going to read Adversity for Sale and or The Teacher. I have one other prospect. My other prospect, this is my book bag, by the way. I may also read this as well. I'm trying to figure out like what I'm in the mood for, you know? And then I have Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan that's going to be coming available to me. And then I think Meet Me at the Lake is coming available to me too. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm in the mood for, because quite literally, I am about to read right now. By the way, this was the little thing that came with the blind book swap. But I think I'm going to sit outside. It's almost 4. My meeting's at 6:30. It's a couple things I need to do, but for the most part, I think I'm going to sit outside and read. So I'm trying to figure out, do I want to start reading Jeezy's book or this book? Or I have this other book too. Let me show you. I also have this as a prospect, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I think I got this from D-Stash. And so, I don't know, twins inseparable as children ultimately choose to live in 2 very different worlds, one black and one white. This is about some twin sisters, you know? So that could be fun. Kind of depends on what a Good Morning America book club pick. I don't know. I don't know what book I want to read, because whatever book it is, I'm gonna read it now. Before we go, I gotta show you my March mood board. I gotta do like an iPad little tour kind of thing, because y'all have got to see how cute this is. Yeah, you do. So let me do that, and then I will close out this video. Okay, so here is my iPad, and I turned my microphone around, so I'm probably sound like I'm yelling because it's facing me as opposed to facing that way. So it's probably a little loud, my bad. But this is my iPad setup, and I just did this today. So I woke up and got dressed at 10 something. And from 10 something up until now, I have been either organizing my life or planning or whatever. And so one part of that was updating my iPad. So I updated that. I also did my phone screen and my whole phone. And then I also did my iPad mini as well. So they actually are twinsies, but this is the look that I'm going for April. I think is very cute, very springy. I'm actually thinking about posting an Instagram reel, which is kind of funny because I just said I was giving up on anything that had to do with Instagram because I suck. But I think I may post a reel because this is just too cute. But this is my April setup. And then let me show you. Is that all I was going to show you? I think so. By the way, this is where I keep all my book stuff in Notion. But let me show you my mood board from March. Here it is. Oh, oops, here it is. So that was the game that I went to, the basketball game, the high school basketball game. That's the book event, me in my bookish era. Love that for me. Lady went to grandma's house. Whenever we went to that game, she watched her for us. That's us at the game. That's Lady on Pupcation. When we went on vacation, she went on Pupcation. So those are just a few of the little friends she made. Well, big friends. She also makes little friends when she goes there. And then, of course, the dog boarder is a pet owner. So she has a couple dogs of her own. And one of the dogs, I think, is a pit lab like Lady, and they really get along, or Lady really likes her. At least, I don't know if she likes Lady back as much, but that's kind of like her BFF when she goes over there. And that's us before the Wheezy concert. We wore our YMCMB paraphernalia. Young Money, Cash Money, Billionaires is what that stands for, aka that's Lil Wayne's record, labeled Shamrock Harita. That was it. Wasn't that cute? And then I just took the photo. You can see those chairs back there. I just took the photo back there. That's, oh, I forgot. I borrowed I got Waiting to Excel. I keep saying Excel because of my job, but Waiting to Exhale by Terry McMillan from the D-Stash. And then I also got that one, but then one of my book / print planner friends is borrowing it, but I forgot. That's my book too. And then I just put work essentials because I always have my planner, my iPad, my little sling or purse. That's the sling. And my pouch with supplies at work. That was some of the family members from the event. That was the birthday boy. And I thought this Long Island tower was fun. You could do like margarita or whatever, but we did a Long Island. Oh, that was the book swap. So that was the book I just showed you. And then one of my gym friends got a new puppy, and you can hardly see it, but it's laying on the floor out of this bag because it was so tired because they had gone on a walk. I went to the color party, and that's the one I came home with. That's not the one that I took. And this is a fort that we made in my husband's man cave. My cousins had slept in there well, we had them set up in a different room, but they wanted to sleep in here because it had a TV, and they slept on the air mattress. And then when they left, I was like, oh my God, that would be perfect for like a little fort kind of, movie situation. So my husband and I hung out in there some. I went to a brewery, which I feel like has been a goal of mine since I've been drinking beer. Now, I want you to know, the only beer I drink is a Michelob Ultra. So because I even remotely like it, I have had it in my head over the last several years that I would like to try some other types of beers outside of seltzers, because I feel like certainly those count, but also, they're just kind of like, so I've been trying to try other types of beers, and so I tried that. I don't know that I like it, but beer grows on you, I guess. But this is my March. What is this? My March mood board. Okay, guys, so that is going to be it for this video. It's probably going to be like an hour, if not longer. I'll probably try to get it down to 59 minutes perhaps, but it's definitely going to be a long one because I just feel it's going to be long. But I'm going to try to get it shortened down. But at any rate, it's just going to have to be long because, well, I don't have anything better to do but to edit it. And, I'm not pressed for time like I normally am when work is cramping my style. So that is going to be it for this video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you do enjoy this video, give it a like. Subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing. And I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye, guys.